Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 2.2, the Orbit Playground, Unity Playground video. So in this one, we're going to adjust the orbit rotator speed a little bit. Let's change it down to 500 and see if it rotates a little bit slower now. That's a little better. And then we're going to make several spheres that all have this orbit rotator attached. So I'm going to duplicate it with Command D, 3 of them, and I'm going to move them out a little bit from the original. Now when you do this, it's not all that terribly interesting. They're all rotating, but you can't tell. Let's see if I can do this. It doesn't show that. So let's make an easier way to see that they're rotating. For each of these, let's add a small cylinder. And let's make it 0.1 by 0.1 and then 0.5 in the Y direction. And then let's move it on top of this, but then rotate it across the X direction 90 degrees. And let's zoom in and line it up a little better. So there, 0, 0, and 0.5. 0.7 was pretty good. So now it's probably going to be easier to see. Let's add it as a child of the sphere, and then delete these and recreate them. And now if we hit go, it should show them all rotating. Yeah, they all rotate independently of one another based directly on the orbit rotator script. And they've all got the same speed at the moment. Well, that's fine, but that's not that interesting. However, if we put all of these, if instead of rotating them all independently, what if we create an empty game object and make that the anchor? And then we put them all in that anchor and reset the position of the anchor. Oh, well, I did that in a sloppy way. What I just did was I moved them all in so they retain their position, but the anchor was offset. So then when I reset its position, they all moved a little bit. So I'm actually going to undo that. Undo until it gets okay. Then I'm going to reset the position of the anchor. That's a good habit. I forgot to do it. There we go. And then move the anchor just a little bit over here. And then run that and see what happens. Oh, no, I need to add the orbit rotator to the anchor as well. Now, this will be a little more like what we're looking for. Now, it rotates all of the objects at once, a little bit like the planets orbiting the sun. But it's not that accurate because they're all rotating as if they were rotating at the same angular velocity around the sun. And as you can see, they're all rotating individually as well. It's hard to see. But that part doesn't matter. We don't really want them all to rotate at the same angular velocity. So let's change that. Let's go in here and remove the orbit rotator from really all of the spheres. And let's use this same principle but in a different way. So I'm going to pull all these spheres out of the anchor. And then I'm going to reset the position of all of these. All right, and I'm going to make 3 more anchors. I'm going to move the sphere to be a child of the anchor, and this sphere to be a child of this anchor, and so on. And the anchors, those are the ones with the orbit rotators. Then I'm going to make them all have a little bit of a different speed. So 600, 400, and 800. And then also, well, let's see what happens then. Well, it's pretty clear nothing's going to be different because you can see that they're all kind of rotating independently. But with a little bit of adjustment here, it'll be interesting. So let's just move this one out a little bit. And notice that I didn't move the anchor, I moved the sphere inside the anchor. Let's move this one out a little bit more. And this one out a little bit more. And the same with this one. Okay. Now that I think about it, I removed the original sphere. So I'm going to put this back at 0 so that it represents the sun. Let's try this. That's more interesting. They're all rotating at different speeds. So that's what I was going for in this video. In the next few videos, we'll add some color to the whole scene, but also we're going to make a generator that'll make this quite a bit more interesting. And eventually, we'll add a trail renderer that'll look really cool. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.